Hello, welcome to Oh Hey Sis, which is an Oasis produced podcast for girls. I'm here joined by, please state your name and your job.
Oh, hi, I'm Alli. I'm Oasis's content manager.
Oh, it's my turn. Hi, I'm likable, and I'm likable.
Hi, I'm Kat. I'm a creator relations manager for Metasports.
And I'm Julia, a content creator for Oasis and merchandise manager. So we're doing this podcast for Women's Month specifically. We have a lot of serious topics coming up, so I wanted to start the podcast off with something a little, more fun, a little loose for us to, break the ice. So I wanted to ask, what was the dumbest thing you've done for a crush?
Do you want to start, Julia, since it's your question?
So for me, I did some things like, you know how you want to like what they like. So I was like, I was into John Mayer. I was into like Eminem. I had an Eminem face. Oh yeah, I learned Not Afraid. Yeah.
Can you give us a sample?
I don't remember it now.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe if I get reminded. But anyway, stuff like that. I would also, I don't know. I would like, there was one time where I was like in an MU with someone. I hope they don't watch this. But it was like, we were in MU already, and then there was, we were like FaceTiming, but sometimes he would just put me there and then he would play, but it was like back then. So he was like on his PlayStation. So I just watch him like,
Wow. It's kind of like the old version of like Discord stream. Right?
Yeah. And there was like one time where his friend came over and like they put me like on a shelf, and so I was just like watching them like interact with like a CCTV. I was like, this is fun.
Like a security cam.
God.
How about you guys?
I can't think of anything. I don't have a lot of experience when it comes to like crushes or anything.
No, I think Allie's being modest because there are eyes around here that she's not comfortable sharing her experiences with.
Seriously, like I've only had like 2 relationships, and I guess like the one thing I can think about is like, so when I was 15, I just got into a relationship, and well, my ex or my boyfriend at the time really wanted all-time low tickets. And I had savings. I was in high school, so like savings are very small. He really wanted to go to all-time low. So I took all my savings and I gave it to him for his concert. And now that I think about it, it's all my savings.
Just for him?
Yeah, but I did like him, so I don't know if it was like dumb. I think it was just more of I really wanted him to like me. So I was like, here, take it.
Sad that he went alone and not with me.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess it's my turn then. It's so hard pinpointing stuff. Have I done a lot of mess ups in my life when it comes to crushes? But there was this one time back in high school, I had a huge crush on this person, and I wrote a love letter, and I gave this person that letter at the end of the year. I don't know, I just felt so embarrassed like the next semester because this person now knows who I am, knows the letter that I wrote that was super cheesy and corny. And we became friends, like, well, not friends, acquaintances, there you go, that's the term for it. And I was just really embarrassed because at that point, like, oh my God, like when you look at your past self, like, why did I do that? That's so cringe. Like if I read like some cheesy letter from somebody I don't know, that would be so embarrassing. So
I think that's cute though. Like if I were to receive like a random like letter of confession, I would be like, aw, that's cute.
Maybe it depends what's in it.
Remember any specific like lines?
I feel like I don't think it's like super outrageous or anything. It's just me cringing at my past self, more like that. I don't think I've ever done like something super crazy for a person.
Yeah, I think neither.
Or for a crush at least. It's different when you love someone for sure.
Yeah. That's why it was hard for me to think about it because, like even though that was kind of stupid, it was also like someone I really liked at the time. So
Like you're young and stuff anyway. I had a friend who like wrote the whole like mini diary and then she gave it to that person.
Oh wow, that's effort.
that's effort though. Yeah. How about you, Kat?
I really can't think of anything except for this one time. So it's not really something like I did, but more of like I confessed that I had a crush on him. I was like, I like you, and he's like, I like you too. Fist bump.
Oh my god, not the fist bump. So
I was like,
did you end up like being a thing?
no.
He said he liked you too.
Definitely not. No, he likes me as a friend.
Fist bump. Hence the fist bump.
Yeah. That was the first and last time I confessed to anyone.
Okay, wait, I have like a reverse question. So like, what's the craziest thing someone has done for you? Or like a guy has done?
Like the funniest thing.
Yeah, or like funny, crazy, just like out there.
That's so hard. Because I tend to forget people from my past. I guess like they don't exist anymore to me, so I can't remember any specifics. No, I can't think of anything.
How about like the sweetest thing?
I don't know. I guess my current relationship is the sweetest, but then again, it's a long distance thing. So the fact that he flies here is
that's
very
true,
meaningful to me. Yeah, even in the middle of the pandemic, he flew back to the Philippines just to be with me for my birthday. So that was very nice.
Where's he like residing again?
He's from Los Angeles.
Oh my god, that's a long flight.
And then he got stuck here, right?
That was before my birthday.
Okay.
So he flew in here for our anniversary that same year that the lockdown started. Which, by the way, happy 3rd anniversary to the lockdown.
Wait, you're right. Yesterday.
Today, no,
It's not 14?
No, it's 15.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So actually, that's also a funny story. Oh my god, I feel like I'm gonna share a lot of stuff about my boyfriend. But what happened was he was actually here. He flew here for our anniversary, and then he flew to Davao because that's where he's from here in the Philippines. And then he had to fly back really rush here because of the lockdown. And he ended up getting stuck here for like 4 extra months because he could not fly out. Like his flight kept getting postponed. So that's why I was really surprised that for my birthday that same year, with all of the lockdowns and restrictions and stuff, he still forced his way back to the Philippines just so I wouldn't be alone. Because he was like super concerned, like, she's all alone in the pandemic where you can't go out. And he's like very concerned about my mental health. So that was very nice.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Oh, speaking of All Time Low. So, at one point, All Time Low was like my super favorite band. And then my current boyfriend, when we started going out, that was his Christmas gift. And it would have been my first concert if it didn't get canceled.
Oh,
The concert got canceled. It was a thought that counted though.
It's the emotion you felt. I'll share a funny one. So it's the same person that put me on the shelf.
I really hope he's not watching.
if you think about it in another light, he kind of put you on a pedestal.
So when he confessed to me, like it was, I kind of felt like something was off because it was in high school. So like all my classmates were like, "Ooh," like it's like, was this? It's like time to go home after class, and I see everybody kind of looking at me. I'm like, okay, this is so weird. And then he's like, and he's really into magic tricks at the time. So he's like, "Hey, I have a magic trick," and everyone's like, oh my god, and I'm like, okay, let's look. And then he's like, blah 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 blah. He's doing his whatever, and then he's like, "Is this your card?" And then it's like, "I like you" on the card. And then he starts walking away, and everyone's like, "Ah!" And he's like walking away. I'm like, "Why is he walking away?"
Wait, for context, how old were you?
15.
Oh, okay.
That's
that
so
makes
cute.
so much
Yeah,
sense.
it was high school.
So
It was
cute.
like third year high school or something. It was maybe 14 or 15. And then so like. But he's walking away for some reason, so like I like run out of the classroom and then I like cabined on him or something. And I'm like, I like you too. And that's it.
That's so cute. That's cute.
That was about it.
It's that kind of stuff that you really need the context of the age, because things like that isn't as cute when you're an adult already.
Yeah, it's like, oh.
Like when I
Give
was
me the
younger, my vision of how I wanted to be courted was like this public display of affection, or everybody, like, exactly what happened to you. Like, everybody else was cheering. Some guy bringing me flowers and stuff. Like, oh my God, I feel like a Disney princess or something. But if you do that to me now, I'm like, what the heck are you doing? Please stop. This is embarrassing. Like, I do not want to be associated with this moment.
Okay, I thought of one. So this was actually before my first relationship. So I was 13 at the time. And there was this guy from like an upper batch. He was like 2 grades higher. So he's a bit older. And a lot of the girls in my batch had a crush on him. And he chose me. So he was like talking to me. And I think, so I walked back to my classroom. It was like lunch. I was 13, mind you. I was walking back to my classroom, and I see like a bunch of people outside my classroom, and I'm like, what's going on? Like, why are there so many people? And I walk in, and like all of his like classmates are like they're formed, and like they have like a little pathway for me, and it leads to like the platform of like the front of the classroom. And he's there with like flowers, and I think it was like pen shop bag or something. It was just like a random like jacket, and he like hugged me in front of everyone, and that's when I realized I really hate anything public with a lot of people, like public grand displays of like affection or anything like that. So I was very awkward, and like my face was like red, and yeah, I think until now, like when I think about it, it's very cringe. Just because I hate, like, people, those were people I didn't know. Those were his classmates. And I was, like, a little 13-year-old, and I didn't know how to react. I think at one point, like, he kneeled and, like, presented the pen shop bag to me. So, yeah. But I do like receiving, like, little small gifts that are thoughtful, especially, like, Valentine's Day. Did you guys receive anything for, like, Women's Month? Because I know some people gave gifts to people for Women's Month.
Is that like the white Valentine's thing that some people post about? I'm not sure what that's for.
The white day? No, that's
different. Okay.
Yeah, because I saw some people tweet like their significant others gave them gifts for like Women's Day, and I was like, I've never heard of that before. That's pretty cute.
Me neither. No.
No, I didn't.
Wow.
Get anything. Did you get
You know what? We should complain.
Speaking of White Day though, like I was yesterday, right? It was 14.
Yeah.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, and like I was at Blake's with my boyfriend, and there was like a slip, like how was your experience, like your meal or whatever. I was like, oh, it was great. I was like writing the day. I was like, oh, it's White Day, and he's like, huh, what's White Day? I was like, it's like the opposite of Valentine's Day a month later, and he's like, oh, happy White Day. I paid for the meal.
Wait, is it White Day like the girls give the guys a gift?
Yeah.
How do people come up with these things? I have no idea what that's about.
White Day came. Yeah, it's a Japanese thing.
Ah, okay.
So basically, they have 2 Valentines.
Cool. I didn't get my boyfriend anything. I'm guilty now.
Whoops.
He got me flowers.
Yesterday?
No, for Valentine's Day. Like, we talked about not, like, getting anything for Valentine's Day, but he got me flowers, which were, like, super nice, and they lasted for over a week. So I was, like, super grateful. But at the same time, guilty. I got him something. Never mind. I'm a good girlfriend. I got him. It just so happens that for February, we have, like, 3 consecutive celebrations because his birthday is on the 12th. Valentine's Day is on the 14th, and our monthsary is on the 16th. So I got him this gold chain and bracelet that were matching. So I'm a good girlfriend. I got him 2 gifts. Yeah.
I'm a bad girlfriend. I didn't give him anything. Whoops. Better luck next year.
For Valentine's, because that was Feb 14, right? And then 15th is our monthsary. So we were like, oh, let's not spend on Valentine's because it's traffic and everything is overpriced and the restaurants are like fully booked. So let's just go on the 15th instead. But then deep down, I was like, Valentine's, I wanna, feel special.
It's nice.
We celebrated Valentine's together.
Yeah. In the morning, we had Galentine's. Yeah. So when I got home, I was like, oh, I had fun. But then deep down, I was like, I kind of feel bad. Like, I didn't feel special. And then at like 10 p.m., a delivery comes and then it's dried flowers because I really like dried flowers. He was like, I bought this and scheduled the delivery like 2 weeks ago, so it's not overpriced
That's
for Valentine's.
Very smart. He was planning ahead. That's smart. That's smart.
Yeah, practical.
So like the thing with flowers for me is that I don't know how to take care of them. So like they die within 2 to 3 days, but they are nice on the first day. Like take pictures of them, and you're like, "Wow, I got flowers," but then they die and they kind of smell.
Yeah.
I know some people like dry them and then like keep like the petals. Like there's this whole TikTok thing where they're saying like if you're in a relationship right now, you should keep all the petals and dry them. So like on your wedding, like that's what people throw.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I feel like I saw some that like got moldy. So I don't know if that's a good idea.
Honestly, it feels like too much work.
Yeah, it's just like
How will you remember all that?
Yeah.
it's just like this petals this specific day.
I do keep the petals from the bouquets that he sent me over the years. Like I put them in a notebook, like I squish the petals.
Oh.
Yeah, and they dry out. I think the paper is like getting all of the liquid or the moisture out of the petals, so they're dry there, and you get to keep them for a very long time. And then I just write notes on when I got the specific petal, like which bouquet is this
Oh,
from.
that's cute. Does it get stinky?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. There's no fragrance.
Oh, because
Eventually,
like dead flowers stink. Like when you smell them, it's just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
ugh.
You could put like essential oils and make them like potpourri or something.
Yeah. That's why I like dried flowers.
That's a very feminine thing to do. I like that actually, like the whole keeping the little flowers. I think I did that with my ex. Like I think I have like a box full of like I think I had my prom. What do you call the thing that you put on your wrist?
Corsage.
Yeah, I think I had that in like a box. But other than that, I think everything else got like moldy or just stunk everything up. So I was like, never mind.
Yeah, flowers are hard to take care of for me because like I live alone now and like I don't have a vase. Like I don't want to
that's
go out and buy a
true.
vase. So like my dad, he always gives us flowers for Valentine's Day, and it was just like on a table. I was like, thanks, Dad. Like I have nowhere to put it.
Yeah, like I see it on like TikTok, like girls would get flowers and they have a vase and then they cut it. I'm like, I don't own any vase. Like, should I own vases?
I had to
Vases?
buy one. The first time I got a whole bouquet, I had to like go on Facebook Marketplace, like vase, one that looks nice. And then it came the same day, and then
Like they have little food too, right? Like that you had to put in the water to keep them alive.
the plant food.
Yeah.
It's not necessary though.
Oh, is it not?
No.
yeah, no.
So I'm just really bad at it.
Someone
They should
told
all
me
die.
like if you put like sugar in the water, it lasts longer.
Oh. Wouldn't that attract like ants?
Nah.
Just like thinking all the bad stuff.
I like those like Lego flowers that you see on like
Yeah, me
right?
too.
Or like
Me
the
too.
crochet ones.
Yeah,
those are really
they're
cute.
so
Those are
cute.
really
Like I would. One time I saw like a store selling them. I won't say what store because I'm about to say something bad, but like it was like 1.6 for like 5
Crochet?
crochet flowers. I was like, it's a little bit.
Are they hard to?
excessive.
Are they hard to like make?
They're not that hard.
I want to learn how to
No.
crochet. Do you guys?
And
Same. I want to.
same.
You guys
I've
do?
been wanting to. Yeah.
I feel like it's just such a cute little craft, and I also want to learn how to sew. Like I feel like that's such a good
Life skill.
Yeah.
It's it helps. Like I used to, if I had a Shopee dress that was too big for me, I would just alter it myself.
Oh my God! See, that's
That's
a
so
really
cool,
that's
yeah.
really smart.
How did you get so crafty?
When since I was a kid, I was like kind of artsy and stuff, and my mom and my lola were really crafty as well. Like my mom would sew, like make my dresses and stuff, and like my lola, when I would visit her house, she would teach me how to make like a pie out of like a folder and chopsticks and
Oh
stuff.
my God!
And she still has like a coloring book that she's like 90 something, and she
Oh my God!
still does that stuff.
I don't think I have the patience for crafts. Like I really want to get into like, you know what's that thing where it's like a circle and then like you poke it and then it makes like a little pattern?
that like-
Embroidery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like. I watched TikToks of those and I'm like, wow, it looks so satisfying. But I feel like I would just get really impatient, and like you have to put a lot of hours and just like repetitive movements.
No, I totally get you there. Because when I was in high school or grade school, we had school projects where you had to like sew stuff on, cross stitching.
Yeah.
I would never finish mine, and I would ask my mom to finish it for me. Like, I gave up. For the, what do you call that? Home economics? Yeah, I
Oh,
gave
yeah.
up on those projects.
Yeah, I'm more of like, I don't even know. Like, what if I'm not artsy or craftsy? Like, what else could I be? Like, I'm not technical either. I'm not like.
I
booky
beg
either.
to differ. I've seen you do art streams way back.
Oh, that was like on my iPad.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call that art. I would call that like doodling.
That's still art.
You have like my little stick figures.
I'll wait for you to list it on OpenSea. Download Alli's NFTs.
Oh my
I feel like Boss Ara would be the first to.
Oh god. I do remember those art streams though. Those were a long time ago. That was like 2020. Yeah.
But yeah, you guys should try crocheting. It's a pretty cheap and easy hobby to get into.
Okay,
Yeah,
so on the next
next
episode
time.
of
We'll
Oh
be
Hey
crocheting.
Sis, we'll be crocheting.
I
Perfect.
have a piece I haven't finished yet. It's supposed to be like a cardigan that's like up to here.
Wow.
Is that the most challenging piece you've ever done?
It's not very challenging. It's just the biggest, so it's taking a while.
It takes so much time. Like I want to try so much crafts. Like there's crochet. I want to get into doing resin. I want to try getting into what other crafts are there? The embroidery.
Yeah, I tried like the keycap
Yeah, that
clay
too.
stuff.
Yeah.
Gave up on that too.
Yeah, because it takes so much time. And then if you have like a day job and it's like at the end of the day, I'm like, I'm tired.
Yeah, and you know what sucks when you watch TikToks of these people like doing
It
all of that
looks so
craft.
fast.
They make it look so easy.
Yeah,
so
fast
like
and
it inspires
easy.
you. Like I think I can do that too, and then you try it. It's like, no, not really.
And then have you ever had this thing where you're like, oh, I'm gonna get into this hobby, and then you buy all the materials, and then I'm like, I'm gonna set aside time, and then you do it maybe once or twice, and then I'm like, I'm tired, and then you never get back into it. Oh my god.
You guys should try candle making.
Oh,
She
I
does
got,
candle
I want-
making.
I
I
want
got
to.
into that. I sell candles other than rocks.
Oh yeah, I bought from you last conquest. I remember. I think
Yeah.
I have them like in my little plant pot. And just keep all the little rocks there. I think I
Yeah.
did the scoop thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So how is that? How did you start that?
So I started collecting crystals maybe 2020 because I got into doing like tarot and stuff like that. But crystals were like shiny. I was like, oh, shiny rocks, pretty. And then it kind of blew up. Like I have probably almost 100 now.
Oh my god.
Almost 100.
And they're expensive, right? Like some of them can run.
Some, yeah, and then some I buy secondhand, but then I discovered like where sellers get them from, like suppliers, and they're not that expensive.
Oh my.
That's why my mom was like, you have to do something about this because it's becoming a problem. There's too much. I'm like, yeah. So I started selling them, and then I got to meet like other crystal people. So yeah, it became a business now.
Oh, that's cool. What would you say is like your most expensive crystal?
Oh, I have this like, it's a fluorite. It's this big. It's a tower. Yeah, and then I have that one and this other one. It's a black obsidian. It's a sphere. It's like this big. Okay, so for
Asking the right question.
Mom, close your ears. Also to my boyfriend, he didn't hear this. That one, before I learned about the suppliers, I really saved up for that one, and it was 5,000 for that one piece. I really saved up for it.
What are the benefits that you get from crystals? Sorry, I'm not like the most knowledgeable person when it comes to crystals.
So they say, Kasi na crystals have like their own energies. So some people say, oh, this crystal is for helping you with your focus, and then there's other crystals that are helpful for self-love or anxiety and stuff like that. But then it really boils down to like the intention you put into them, the energy that you give them. Same with like, I guess, with people, like the energy that you give is what is returned to you, kind of like that. That is not the most expensive, I just remembered.
It's higher.
Because there's this my crystal lady, she was like, do you want this one? Because she was keeping it for me. She thought that I would like it, so I was like, oh, what is it? It's this amethyst like stone. It's like this wide, this big, and it was 7K. I was like, let me save up for that. Can you reserve it? She was like, okay.
my
And then I
gosh.
saved up for like, that was 3 paydays that I saved up for it.
So like, if you could estimate, right, like all your crystals, how much do you think the total spent?
Holy. I would say probably 100 or so.
Okay. I feel like I don't think it's a problem. People have their own collections every now and then, which actually makes me curious if you guys have any collections of your own.
No.
I like how she
No, I wish. Like, I tried to get into plants. I think at one point I had like 15, 16.
You can't even make bouquets live.
Listen. I was doing well with the plants, and then I started like itching. Like I would get like random because they were all in my bedroom, and I was like, oh my god, I'm so itchy like all the time. And I was like, let's just, because my mom was like, I think it's your plants. Like your plants are giving you an allergic reaction. So I said, okay, for like a week, I'm gonna put all my plants outside and see what happens. And like they went away.
Oh,
So I was
no.
like, oh man, my plantita dreams are over. So now I just stick to like succulents and fake plants. I have I have 4 fake IKEA plants because I like the look of plants.
Yeah.
But obviously I can't have them in my room. So I have like this exact plant, 4 of them. Yeah, in my room. And it works. It looks pretty and it makes me happy. So I guess my collection is artificial plants. How about you guys?
The biggest collection, or the only collection I think I have at home, I have a collection of beer cans that I have at home.
Ooh.
And the way I collect them is for every travel that my family and I do together, I always take home a beer bottle from that country. So I would have like these really decorative, not beer bottles, beer cans that look really nice. They have, for example, the word Anchor on it because it was a gift to me from my friend who went to visit Cambodia? Oh. Where is the Angkor Wat? My geography.
I
Okay,
think.
thank God.
Oh my
I'm
God.
not gonna get canceled today. I know my Asia.
That's so
I'm
bad.
Asian. But yeah, the other one, besides I have a lot of these cute little beer bottles. The cutest ones would have to be from Australia and from Korea, because when I started my collection, it was supposedly me who was traveling to these places. But then people would always get me souvenirs. And they're like, oh, Lyka, this is for you. I know you have a collection. And it kept growing, and it's still growing. Yeah. I bought this glass case from IKEA as well.
Oh my gosh. Could you show us a picture later if you have any?
I don't have one right now. I'll try to look for one though.
Or take one later at home.
Sure.
Right here.
When I was a kid, I used to have a lot of collections. I used to have like a Hello Kitty collection. I had like a keychain collection, like a carabiner, like a big hook, and then all the keychains were there. I used to have a sticker collection, but they're all at like my parents' house. So now it's like I'm a bit more conscious about space since I'm living alone. So I have like a mini keychain collection, a mini mug collection, and then like I used to have a lot of plushies, but then it was getting a bit too much, so I sent them home also. And I have like some figurines and like a mini Funko Pop collection.
That's a lot.
Okay, so her gasping at your 100K collection. I feel like if we compute hers, it's gonna cost more.
No, they're like 4 or 5 per collection.
Sure, Julia, that's what you're telling yourself.
The keychain collection are on my keys.
But that's the mini collections. What about the ones at your parents' house?
I collected them when I was a kid, so it's hard to tell because I was like, Mom, can you buy this for me? Put it in my collection. So I don't know. I'm more conscious now about hoarding because I used to be a hoarder.
Yeah.
So, okay, to be fair, most of the almost all of the keyboards in my keyboard collection were gifts.
Oh, okay.
So, or I would spend only for the keycaps and the switches, if ever. So, not as much as people think. Maybe under 10 for the keyboards. But I've also, tried not to hoard with that. I've I gave one to my dad because he needed one, and then I use one for work, and then I just rotate for my desk. Yeah, I'm responsible. Be financially
Sure.
responsible.
I think I
That's what
hoard.
you're telling yourself now.
I'm trying.
I think I hoard memories more than any other physical thing because I'm very sentimental. So old photos I keep. If I get letters or cards, I keep those. Even gift tags it's to Alli. That's it. I'll keep them. And postcards. And if I try to clean out my room and I see those, even though I know it's a little post-it note with some sort of note on it, I'm gonna keep it and just stash it under my bed, just you're not going anywhere. So I think that's what I kind of hoard. So it's a good thing it's not anything that costs money.
Yeah. I can imagine you doing a general cleanup of your room, and then you'll stall so hard because you're gonna take a look at whatever is under your bed, and you're like, oh, I remember this. Yeah.
Exactly. It's exactly what happens. Even on my phone, I'll be looking for a photo on because I have Google Photos, so I have all my photos I think from 2017 or 2018, and I'm looking for an old photo, and then I get sidetracked because then I see other photos, and I'm like, oh, I remember this. So yeah, it's hard for me to get rid of those things, I think. Though I probably should, because some of them are literally just wrappers, candy wrappers. It doesn't make any sense, and I don't even remember why I kept the candy wrapper, but it's there. But at least it's not anything I spend money on, so yeah.
Did you ever get into scrapbooking? Because I know that journaling is a thing now. A lot of people are into that to preserve the memory. You ever consider something like that?
Okay, again, that's a crafty thing. It takes a lot of because if I try to do that, obviously if you look at Pinterest, all the journals so pretty and so organized, their handwriting is great. If I try and I think it looks ugly, never trying again. It's not Pinterest worthy. This isn't it. So no, I never tried. Though I did used to have did you guys ever have a Wreck-It journal?
Oh, my sister had one.
Yeah, I had one of those. And I remember, I think I did not finish it. I think I maybe got through 25% of it. So a Wreck-It journal is basically every page is a prompt or something to do. So a page is make a coffee, mark the rim of the coffee mug and have it marked there, or burn this page, or do something to this page, and it just ends up being a mess. So my friend got our friend group that, so there was 3 of us, and we all had Wreck-It journals. I think they finished theirs, but obviously I can't finish anything for I can't finish anything, so I didn't finish that either. But I think that's the closest I've gotten to scrapbooking, even though it was literally burning a page.
I totally relate to that because I have one. I bought it. I was like, oh, this looks fun. And then I put it on a shelf and I forgot.
Yeah, exactly.
It's still on my shelf. I'm like, I should do this one of these days. I'm like, yeah, I'm doing something else.
Do you guys know bullet journaling?
I tried that.
I've tried that.
Gave up on it.
The closest I have is Notion.
I agree. Yeah,
Same, yeah. Oh my gosh. I feel like bullet journaling is for people who have nice handwriting.
Yeah, and also people who have the patience. Because you have to make sure everything looks neat and follow a format. Also, there's just not that much going on in my life to have a bullet journal. So, yeah.
I used to have when I first tried it, dotted journals weren't that uso yet. So the only one I could find was like a sketch pad, like a dotted sketch pad that was this big. So I was doing it, and then like I only did it for like 1 or 2 months. I was like, okay, I can't anymore. Maybe I just need a smaller one. So I finally got like a smaller one, and then like 1 or 2 months, like, oh, I can't do it anymore. It's like, maybe I need a normal planner, and I just draw on it. So someone gave me one that was like about this big. And during my internship, I would use it a lot. And then when my internship stopped, like I didn't use it anymore because I wasn't busy. I was like, maybe I just need a really, really thin one, like this thin. I was like, so I got one, and then when the pandemic hit, I stopped using it because I was like, what do I write? Animal Crossing, like cleaned my village today.
You were one of those people that journaled their Animal Crossing.
I tried.
Track.
I tried because it's like, what else am I gonna put? I'm just home, like watch TV today. Like I don't know what to say.
I don't know how people have the patience for journaling, honestly, because like I would see on Pinterest, there's the handwriting is so nice, and there's like washi tapes and flowers and the style. Other than the nice handwriting, like the stylized handwriting,
The calligraphy.
with the different colors. I'm like, how do you have that much patience? That takes so much time.
They like even print pictures sometimes.
Yeah, right? Newspaper clippings. I'm like, bro,
I'm like,
that's so much work.
You know what's really cool though? Because my little sister, she likes to journal. And then she somehow turned it into a business. Yeah, exactly.
What?
That reaction. Because she became very crafty with the way she was doing everything, right? And she's also into K-pop. So what she did was she made photo sleeves that were decorated with stickers and whatnot, using her journaling skills and applying it on the sleeve or the pocket. And then she would, for the photo cards, and she would sell it. And then people were like, oh my god, yay, my little bias has his or her little home. It's so cute. Yeah, and I'm like, oh my god, this is why they say that the youngest children of the family are the ones that get the richest. I don't know where she got this from, but she turned it into a business.
is she still doing it?
No, she flew to Spain.
Oh.
She left us behind.
She used all that K-pop money.
I'm out
Eat out of the Philippines.
But yeah. Like, have you turned any of your like passion projects into businesses? I know you have a Shopee store, right?
Yeah, I closed it because I was getting too busy. But before that, when I was in grade 1, I used to make origami frogs, and I would sell them.
Oh, that's
like 5 pesos, and then the teacher stopped it because they're like, you can't do business in here in the classroom. And then when I was in college, I would knit. So I would make hats with cat ears.
Oh.
And then I would sell those for a while. Like I would during class I would be knitting and stuff because I had like an order and something. And then a little bit after that, I made hats for cats.
What?
Yeah.
Still do that?
I could, but like I'll show you
I wanna
my
see, I wanna see.
Instagram. I'll show you the old Instagram.
As someone who has 5 cats.
You have 5 cats?
Yeah, so
Including yourself.
So originally I just had 2, and then they
Did the
muted.
nasty?
Yeah. So they had a first batch that was 2, and then I gave the 2 away, and then I thought they were done. I scheduled.
I thought they were done.
I scheduled to have my boy neutered, yeah. And then so he got neutered, and then the next day my female cat gave birth. I was like, clutch. So that was 3, and that was the last batch, and then I got my girl neutered as well. So right now at the house there's 5 of them. It's chaotic. They've broken how many plates already?
Plates?
Yeah, because one of them likes getting on the table.
And like just pushes.
Yeah, and just like does that. And then one of them just likes climbing on shelves with fragile stuff displayed. And I'm just like,
So knocks him over.
yeah.
Very mischievous.
Oh my god, that one with the little tie.
Oh my god, that's so cute. You did all of that?
It was me and my friend.
The
Ah.
tie. So cute.
This one.
Oh, that's
That's
adorable.
so cute.
Dinosaur.
That's so cute.
That's so cute.
So you stopped that already, or did your friend continue it?
Yeah, we stopped it after a while. Just when it was becoming a bit too tedious. And then did I have anything else? I think that was it. I wanted to those like handmade clay pins. I used to I experimented with that, but then like when I first tried, I was like, wow, this is too much work. Never mind.
That's so cool though, because I get extra anxious when I think of like starting something, especially a business, and you're like, you know what, this is such a cool idea. Let me sell it. Like it's so easy for you.
You usually just want to try it, then like you just make it and then you post it and see if people want any, and then if they want any, you just give it to them. Like not every business necessarily like popped off or anything, but as long as you get a few sales, it's kind of fun. It's fulfilling. It was when I was in college and stuff, so it's like when you kind of want to do work, you want the extra money.
Yeah.
Apart from like saving the tira of your like your baon money. So
Your origami frog story made me remember. So when me and my sister were younger, I want to say I was maybe 8 and she was 6. So it was right after Halloween, maybe like a few weeks after Halloween, and we had so much leftover candy. This is so bad now that I'm saying it. So me and my sister were like, we should sell the leftover candy. So we would knock on our neighbors' doors, and I was really shy. My sister was pretty loud when she was younger. Until today, actually, she's pretty loud. So I would knock on the door, and then I would hide like behind the little post so they didn't see me. And my sister's holding like the big like container of candy. She's like, we're selling Halloween candy, and like for like what, 10 cents per piece or something. And like a lot of them actually like paid for, because obviously we were kids. They're probably just like, oh, little kids. But we were selling our Halloween candy that we got for free from them also. So it was kind of just like, I don't know what we were doing. And then we didn't tell our parents either that we were doing that. So when we were like, look at all this money we made. I think in total, maybe we probably got $5 or less in coins. And we're like, look, Mom, we got $5. She was like, where did you get that? Like, we sold our candy. And she was like it's pretty much like it's scamming them, because those are free. Like we grabbed those from their houses too. But yeah, that was my first business. I would say it was successful.
Oh yeah, you guys didn't even have to like, yeah, that was what do you call it, zero cost, but how many percent
ROI.
return?
Exactly.
Big ROI. Your investment was just your time.
Exactly. And like I would hide, so it would just be Chris taking all of like the, hi, we wanted to sell candy, and I'll be just like, yeah, good job.
you're like the boss woman.
I would take the
behind
money and
it.
I'd be like, I'll count the money. I'd be like, good job.
There was one, I think, reminded me, like one time me and my friends, we tried making like perfume, but we were like grade 3, so it's like, let's get some alcohol and then let's pick a flower from the field and we'll put it in there, and then we'll put something else, and it's like, wow, it smells so good. Like, you guys want some? Like, I'll sell you some. I don't remember if we made any money from that, but I remember that like a few days after, it would start to smell because like the flour would like disintegrate. I was like, that was not the best business.
That reminds me, when I was in grade school as well, my mom has always been in the mentality wherein I hope one day my children will become entrepreneurs, stuff like that. And so she was kind of training me when I was in grade 1, because I liked buying stationery. We had a lot of these when I was a kid, like Sanrio ones, Little Twin Stars, stuff like that.
Stationery sets.
Yeah, and you can buy it in sets. Yeah, you have the paper, the decorated paper, and then you have envelopes, all sorts of stuff. And my mom would be like, she would not tear them apart, but like she would separate the bundle. So like she would make me sell, for example, a sheet of paper and an envelope for like 50 cents or like something like that. But when you originally buy the pack, you get like I think like 20 pieces. And then we would buy it for like what, 10, 12 pesos. So you get a profit off of that if you sell everything. Yeah.
You gotta work smarter, not harder.
Yeah.
You did.
You let Chris do all the work.
Yeah.
What did you spend? Where did you spend the $5 on?
Probably on more candy. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I don't know what else we would be saving up for at that age, other than probably candy. Yeah. Have you guys? Okay, so obviously as kids, we don't really understand the concept of stealing. Did you guys ever like steal from like groceries, like little candy gum? Or was I just a bad kid?
So as a kid, like I did not understand the concept of groceries. Like you have to pay for something. So my mom took me to a grocery, and then there was this pack of chocolate I wanted, and she was like, "No, because it's actually I'm allergic to chocolate." So what? But I love it. So I was like, "No, but I want it." And she's like, "No, you're allergic." So I just opened it there and ate it.
She said, I follow my own rules.
And then, so she had to pay for it. So yeah, I don't know if that counts as stealing, but yeah.
Yeah, I think one time, I don't know if it was me or my sister, like I get the stories mixed up now, but we stole a pack of like gum, and I think my dad caught it at the cashier place, so he like returned it. But when we got home, he gave us this whole talk on like stealing is bad. Like, do you know how much like that would have been? You would have had to pay for that. And like, if you just steal this now, what could you steal in the next 5 years? It's a whole big thing. And I was like, okay, never mind. But I didn't really understand like the concept of stealing. I just thought, it's a small pack of gum. I'm hungry. I gotta take it. I think I was like, 6 or 7 at the time.
So you didn't see the ads. You wouldn't steal a car. No. Oh my god, I feel so old.
What's that?
The piracy.
Yeah, the piracy. Piracy is stealing. No way.
Oh,
they're
God.
so young. I can't.
Okay, so before you would have to buy DVDs for movies.
Okay, I know that.
Okay, but like
They came with ads.
they came
you know
with
how
ads,
you know how
yeah.
when you go into cinemas now, you have Derek Ramsey telling you, "Pare, pulis ako." Back then, it was this whole advertisement wherein you wouldn't steal a car. You wouldn't steal. I don't know the other things that they were listing down there.
Don't steal movies.
Don't steal movies. Yeah,
Piracy
piracy is
is illegal.
stealing.
Oh my
Something like
God.
that.
I don't know. Maybe it's because I grew up in Texas that maybe I didn't see those. Was it like a Filipino thing?
No, it wasn't
No.
actually.
The ad was American.
Oh, I don't know. Beats me.
When growing up, all our movies, our DVDs were pirated. So
Yeah, same. Same.
like, I don't know if you guys know, but I hope this is okay to say, but in BF,
Yeah.
there's this place called Ruins.
Yep.
And it's like this whole like market of like DVDs, like pirated stuff. And every once in a while, my family and I would like, oh, let's go to Ruins, and like, oh, this is the new movie, let's go get this. And then we just play them on our DVD. Like, we still have them, like all our pirated movies.
Really?
Like, on the shelf.
Like displayed?
Yeah. Because it's like, it's in the
We're proud.
It's in like the entertainment room. So if you want to watch a movie, like that's what it was for. And like my brothers would also buy their PS2 games from there. Because back then PS2 you could use a
Really?
pirated game.
What?
Yeah, they accepted pirated games in the console.
And it would work fine?
Yeah.
That's kind of sick.
That's how you beat capitalism.
We're a third world country, it's okay. Piracy is bad.
So, like, I don't know. So when we moved here, that was like in 2010, 2011, the pirated, like, DVDs were a huge thing. Like, like the plastic. Sometimes they would have, like, a little aluminum casing, too, like fancier ones. But I feel like in the recent years, I haven't seen them as rampant anymore. Is that because of, like, I guess it's because of, there's so many streaming services now.
Yeah, it's definitely because.
But is it still a thing? Like, have you guys seen...
No, I haven't
Yeah,
seen
neither
one
have
in
I.
a while. Yeah.
I think it's also because nobody has DVD players these days.
Yeah, that's
like we don't even have back then laptops would have CD
Yeah.
players, and then now we don't have that.
That's true. So what's the word for something that's like ancient?
Phase out. Vintage.
Obsolete.
Obsolete, yeah.
Big word. Word of the day, guys. Obsolete.
I kind of wish we still had DVD players though, cause like I have like a lot of family videos like on CDs, so it kind of sucks that they're phased out. Even though you can buy like a USB one, like an extension, it's just kind of hassle. Yeah.
But I see this thing, like people say like trends kind of rotate, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like right now, vintage like record players, like vinyl records, they're coming back into trend. So maybe like one day DVDs would come back.
Maybe.
And we'll see like the pirated movies again. But I feel like with streaming services, especially when Netflix came, I remember when they announced like Netflix was gonna come to the Philippines. It was a huge deal. And ever since then, we haven't had cable. Like we used to subscribe to like the cable thing. But now we just use Netflix, like HBO. Do you guys still use like TV, like cable?
No.
Yeah.
Ever since Netflix came out, yeah.
Yeah, it's like I don't see the need anymore for like a TV sometimes if you have a PC.
That's true.
Yeah. I don't know if my parents still use cable, but they do use Netflix a lot. Did you guys ever did you guys ever have a routine for the channels?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's like you memorize all of your favorite channels and you have a routine in which you go through
Yep.
them.
I would just go through like the guide, like you know how it shows like all of the channels and what's currently showing for each channel, like the little screen. So I would just like scroll through that, and I remember what's that one channel, the Star something?
Star movies.
No. It was always where like America's.
Oh.
No.
Yeah, I think I know what
It
channel.
started
It's
with an
Star
S.
something.
Yeah.
I think so. There were like 2-star channels back then, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, instead of having the whole program guide, what I would do back then, it was just like muscle memory because I was still a kid. So I had a routine to stick to because of school. So before school, I would be on a specific channel because I know what show was gonna go on before I went to school. And then after school, I go to this channels because I know what show's gonna be on there. But now you have so much freedom with streaming services that you get to choose when and what you're gonna watch, which I guess is cool, but at the same time, wasn't it so cool like trying to catch your favorite shows on a time slot?
It hits different.
I used to like, cause I was school bused. So I would watch TV before school, and when a certain show came on, I was like, oh my gosh, my school bus is late. Like I'll know it's late because I'm like, oh no, I think I should call my school bus service because they're late. Like I wonder what happened. It was specifically when Hey Arnold was showing. I was like, oh, I know I'm late. Now what? But I used to like on the remote, it would be like 45, 43, 38.
Yeah.
Like that would be like my
45, is that Nickelodeon?
yeah.
See,
And,
I
like,
know.
Cartoon Network, Disney Channel, then like 47, 48, 49, 54, 55.
Oh my god.
No, you know what's funny? I know the channels that she's talking about. Yeah, Disney used to be 38.
Yeah.
Cartoon Network was 43. I think what did they move to 47? Was it also Disney?
I forget, but I
Or was
feel
it
like it was like
Animax?
lifestyle channels.
Yeah.
I think Animax was 46. And then 54 is definitely the movie
Movies,
section.
Yeah, HBO.
See?
It's like, and so nostalgic to be like holding your remote and stuff like. And like not like there's something fun about not knowing what you're
That's true.
You're gonna get,
what you're gonna get.
Cause like sometimes I go on Netflix, I'm like, what do I want to watch? And it's like you go through all the options, but like if you had like cable, it's just like whatever's showing, you're gonna sit there and watch it. But now it's like what's the word for like having too many choices? Like
There's like this paralysis
yeah,
some
it's
sort.
just like too many choices. So sometimes, because I am the type, like if I'm gonna eat food or if I order food, I have to watch something. So sometimes I'm just scrolling through Netflix trying to find something to watch, and my food gets cold because I haven't decided. But yeah, I've actually always been like that, where I use like TV series or whatever as kind of like background noise. So like I would play it, I'll be on my phone or I'll be doing something else, and I still kind of understand what's going on in the show. But when I tell people that, they're like, how do you follow along with the story if you're like doing something completely different? Like, so I work from home, and I would have like a TV series on like my side monitor, and then I would just be working and like still understanding what's going on in the show while I'm also working. And I don't know, maybe Maybe I have ADD or something.
I guess the most challenging would be if you were like into K-drama or anime because
Oh,
you have to
yeah.
read the subtitles. You have
Yeah.
to focus on it.
Yeah. That's why I can never like sit down and watch an anime because I just get distracted and I need to be doing something else. Maybe I do.
Yeah, maybe I do reject. It's not impossible.
The symptoms are showing. They're being realized right now. You know what? The only thing that I miss from like the whole streaming services now, you know, there's no thrill of slapping the remote when it's not working. There's nothing like that.
You know, like twisting the battery.
You don't have that these days.
And then putting the remote nearer
Oh yeah.
the TV. I'm like,
Or you ever try like pointing it to the mirror behind you and then it bounces back because it's like a laser or something. I don't know.
I think that's just you.
Oh really? I was like, wow, science. Like, I saw it on TV one time. I don't know. How about? Speaking of Netflix, have you guys been watching anything recently? Any shows or like a genre?
I recently caught up to both American Dad and Family Guy
Oh, that's good.
because I
That's
would
a
just
lot.
leave it playing
Yeah,
while I was
that's a good
working.
work company.
Yeah, so I caught up to both of it. Now I'm sad.
How
I
about
don't
you?
have anything to watch.
Oh my god, this is gonna sound crazy. So I always have at least 4 or 5 series going on, and I always need to have in each genre. Okay, so it's very specific. So it's a sitcom, or it's either a sitcom that I'm watching new, or I'm rewatching Friends. Right now I'm rewatching Friends. Then I need to have like a story, like heavy, like drama. So it was like The Last of Us recently. But I'm also now watching The Handmaid's Tale, if you guys have heard of that. And then I need to have like a no-brainer, kind of like a reality TV show.
Yeah.
So I just watched like Love Island.
I love
like,
Love Island.
20-somethings, if you guys have heard of it, it's on Netflix. And like sometimes I mix it in with like an anime or something. So right now I'm watching Violet Evergarden. So
That made
I
me
kinda shuffle
cry.
depending on my mood. Yeah. How about you guys?
I kind of get that though. I have this thing when I'm working out, I'm trying to catch up to either Brooklyn Nine-Nine or Wednesday, the Netflix show, because I haven't caught up with it. So like that's my treat. Because I heard this from TikTok. It's like a technique to like keep yourself working out. Like you dedicate a specific series.
I saw that TikTok.
Yeah, to when you're working out. That way you have to work out in order to finish the series. So that's kind of what I'm trying out there. But when I'm eating or like casual viewing, doing chores around the house, I'm watching the Gilmore Girls. But then when I am intentional, for example, when I'm gonna bond with my boyfriend, we're gonna watch like specific series. So we just caught up with The Last of Us also, and we also have been watching Blue Lock. If you guys are familiar with anime, the other thing that we've been trying to catch up on, because my boyfriend is into this whole, how should I say it? It's like true crime, but like drug side. So like. Yeah, so we were watching this local show called Bagman. It's based on the Philippines, wherein all of the corruption, all of the drug trade, or whatever is happening in the politics, they're like telling a story about it. And it's very interesting because it kind of feels like it's really possible to happen in real life. And it gets really exciting. So, yeah. But I get you there. Like I jump in
It
between.
depends on the mood, right? Like when you're eating, you kind of just want to watch something like, a sitcom. But when you're like sitting down with like a bag of chips, you want to watch something like with a cliffhanger every episode. Like, oh my god, binge.
I cannot relate because I can only do like one series at a time, but then my toxic trait is that I have to like binge it. That's why I rarely watch series, but if I do, I can probably finish it in one sitting. Wednesday, I finished it in one sitting. And so it's like, I really should not start on series.
Mine's kind of similar to Alli and Lyka, where there's one at a time for a different mood. So like, for example, when I don't want to super think or I want something quick, I'm watching Superstore right now. If you guys know it, it's on Netflix, and I heard it's really good. So I started that recently. Or either that or a reality show. Like I finished Perfect Match. You guys should watch
Was it good? I started it and I didn't like it.
Really? I find it interesting because did you like watch the shows that the people were from?
No.
That's
maybe like one or two of them I recognize.
Yeah, because like if you guys don't know Perfect Match, it's like they get all the they get a few reality stars from different dating shows and they put them in a dating show. So it's like alumni.
All stars.
What's his name? Is it Dawn or something? I've been
Dom?
seeing Dom.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had this whole issue
Well,
on
yeah, with
TikTok.
Georgia.
Yeah. See, I don't even watch these shows, but they pop up on my For You page,
Yeah.
and I'm like, what is happening? And then apparently Dom is from this show called The Mole.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's like my Avengers, you know? It's like
Avengers. Because you watch the shows.
Yeah, like I watch all those shows.
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
oh my gosh, it's this person. Like I recognize this. So it's really entertaining for me. So I recommend you watch the shows like Love Is Blind, Too Hot to Handle, if you guys ever want to watch Perfect Match. Anyway, I finished that recently, and then if it's something heavy, or something like I want to pay attention to, like the story, I've been watching Ginny and Georgia. Yeah, it's really cute, and sad, and I also have meaning to catch up on The Last of Us, and I watched like one episode of Queen's Gambit because I didn't.
Queen's Gambit was pretty good. Yeah.
I have a question. Do you guys ever feel guilty for watching shows without your significant other?
Sometimes.
No, I never do that. No.
You never watched together
No, I mean I never continue a series
without
them. Yeah.
Yes.
Because I feel like if something cool happens, I'd want to rewatch it with them to see like their reaction. So I just wait. It's because I don't want to like, oh my god, something cool happened and I didn't get to see his reaction. So yeah, I just wait. But I like having my own series to watch like on my own too.
Yeah. There are some series that, like, let's say we watch it together at the beginning and he's like, oh yeah, I don't really like it. I was like, okay, so I'll watch it on my own. But usually I watch.
The only thing I watch with my boyfriend is anime, and it's usually his picks, because like the kind of anime I like is the dumb kind, where it's like very straightforward comedy, doesn't need brain usage. But then his anime choices are like isekais with like complicated stories. I'm like, okay, I'll just watch it with you.
I ask him if he wants to watch certain things, but we have a time difference. So sometimes, even if it's like the timing when I'm free and I want to watch, he's asleep or he's busy at work. So it gets really hard. So sometimes I ask him, is it okay if I watch this on my own? Like, for example, it took us a really long time to actually catch up to The Last of Us because I have been so busy with VCT also, and then he also has his day job. And so we get to watch series like once a week only. So can you imagine? So but the nice thing about it is my Mondays are usually free, and that's when the new Blue Lock episode, when the Last of Us episode really is released. So at least we're not like too far behind. That's the thing I'm happy about.
Speaking of VCT, like how's that been the last couple of weeks?
I'm dying. But the sad part is Oasis did not win.
Oh yeah.
Anyway.
Wait, can I pee?
Yes. Can we get a time check? How long have we been talking?
1 hour.
Oh. We haven't even talked about women's.
We can after bathroom breaks. Yeah, we can still.
Okay, so this is a special episode because we are posting this on Women's Month. So there is a Women's Month, and there's also a specific Women's Day, which was March 8th, I believe, last week. So what do you guys think about like having a Women's Month, Women's Day? Like, what does it mean to you?
Like the holiday?
Yeah,
The
or
whole
like the whole
celebration.
celebration of women.
I think it's important, that we receive celebration because we're very important to society, to mankind in general, because how would there be more people if not for us? who carried everyone else in their stomach if not women?
That's very
So,
true.
so
I feel like we should be celebrating women every day because women are
Yeah.
great. I love women. I love seeing women representation, especially in like male-dominated industries like esports and like gaming. So seeing like you guys representing women in the industry is really inspiring and motivating to me. So I like having a Women's Month, but I feel like we don't need a Women's Month to celebrate women's history. We can celebrate that any day.
But yeah, having a Women's Month is really fun. Not only that, because sometimes, as women also, we tend to forget that what we have is also very important, like the rights that we have now. So like celebrating this keeps you kind of grounded and be thankful for the freedom, like everything we have now, like women in the 60s, the 70s, they didn't have the same freedom. So it's a good time to like look back and appreciate what you have. And not only that, continue to fight for the equality that we all want. Like it's a reminder as well. So that's very nice.
Yeah, it's interesting that you mentioned that. So, like I mentioned a while ago, I've been watching this series called Handmaid's Tale, and if you guys have heard of it, it's basically like the society goes backwards, kind of, and women are stripped of their rights. And the whole like plot is that there was a whole issue with infertility. So their solution was to get all the fertile women and basically make them forced surrogates for richer households that like had mistresses that couldn't give birth to babies. So like they would be assigned like a handmaiden, and they would be in their house, and every week of their fertility like whatever window, they would be forced to with the husband. And then whenever they give birth to the baby, that baby is theirs and not hers. And aside from that, it was like a whole thing like women can't read books. Basically going backwards in terms of women's rights. So it's interesting that you mentioned that, because if you do think about it, like we do have, and like our previous women in history fought for those rights for us that we have now. So yeah, very interesting. Also, the series is really good. Very, very, very effed up, but really good. You guys should watch it. It's on HBO.
It's like dystopian now.
Yeah. So it's basically post, not really apocalyptic, but yeah.
are there any like known actors?
Rory from Gilmore Girls.
Oh, okay.
She's in there, yeah. Aside from that, I don't know. I think the main character might be like a big name, but I've never seen her before Handmaid's Tale, so yeah. But Rory Gilmore's in it.
Great to know.
How about like, do you guys ever have any problems still like in the workplace, or like anything you're just annoyed by, like let's say just somebody mansplaining to you like one day, like you have any personal struggles?
No, because like I feel like mansplaining is like an all girls experience, right? Like every girl that I met for sure has had an experience where a guy just like, I know better than you, or like no, you're doing it wrong. But then the thing he says is literally the same thing you said. But the good thing about it now is that a lot of at least for me, like I've been lucky to have like a workplace where everyone is progressive.
That's good.
Like there's no boomers at least. So at least for me, I've been lucky to not experience anything like that in the workplace.
Yeah, same. I feel like, especially with the group of people that I work with, we're all very respecting of each other. Everything is really smooth. And I also want to give credit to the women who were in this industry first and who made sure to turn this into a safe space for us as well. So thank you guys. Yeah, I appreciate all of you guys. Maybe the only thing that I was really conscious of when I was starting off in my esports journey is there was always this awkward space wherein you're a female in a male-dominated industry. And even though I want to be treated like the same way other people are treated, it just couldn't be helped when I was starting out. Like players or like other people would try to flirt with me when I was in a working environment, and like stop. Maybe like I am here for my job. I'm not really here to to entertain you and your needs. I'm here to do my job, which back then was courtside reporting. So I had to talk to the players. I had to get to their insights. But it just didn't make it feel like a safe environment when people would do that. So that was my only like negative experience. I'm glad that nowadays, since people are more vocal about their thoughts on certain environments, like people are so afraid to get canceled these days. That is the truth, which has its upsides but also downsides. But for me, I have been benefiting off of the upsides of the cancel culture.
For me, like I haven't really been in many companies, so I usually do like part-time, freelance stuff. So I don't really have much work experience. Also, since like most of the companies I've been in were like startups, young people, so nothing really of that sort. But there's just this one experience that really annoyed me at the time, was when like I had a friend who was a guy, and he was building his, I hope he's not watching. He was building his first keyboard ever. And so he's asking me, because I'm like, I would build a lot of keyboards at the time. And then he was like, oh, how about this keyboard? And I'm like, no, I don't trust that one. I don't like it. Like, I've seen it and it's like, I've had bad experiences with it personally. He's like, oh, but it's on sale. I'll buy it. I'm like, okay, have fun and stuff. And he's like, oh, this switch is like, oh, what switch fits with this? I was like, oh, this one. He's like, oh, I don't think that switch fits in that type of keyboard.
Why is he asking you?
Yeah, and I'm like, no, it does. I assure you it does. Like, I checked, and he's like, I don't know. And then like he searched it, and it's like, oh yeah, it fits. I was like, I know, I know it fits. Like, I was so annoyed. I was like, why don't you believe me? Like, why are you asking me in the first place if you're not gonna believe me? And how about you, Alli?
In the workplace, I currently work for a company that's founded and led by a woman, and a lot of the employees are women too. So it's very obviously empowering to work in that company. But I think outside of the workplace, it's more in the household. So obviously my parents, different generation, very traditional. We have an older brother. And of course, he gets like different treatment, and like they always say, "Kasi babae ka eh." It's different, babae ka eh. So I think that kind of that's still kind of present, especially in older generations. But like in terms of like my community or my workplace, everyone is pretty progressive, which I'm happy about. It's just gotta understand the older generation, I guess.
Yeah, like on the topic of family, like I think no matter what like order of birth you're in, if you're a girl, then it's just gonna be hard. Like if you're the bunso, it's hard. If you're the eldest, it's hard. It's like personally, I'm a bunso, and like my siblings are way older and stuff. So it was just like there were so many instances where they're like, oh, it's because you're a girl. Like it's different because you're a girl. You have something to lose. Like
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's supposed to
I hope my parents don't watch this, but it's just like please, like what, like treat your children the same, just equally, please. It's like why is that so hard?
I totally get that, because I only have one sibling, my younger brother. He's 2 years younger than me, and then he gets like all these perks where like, oh, he's allowed to go out. And then when I ask why, oh, because he's a guy. I'm like, so? So I feel like growing up, I've always had that thing where it's like, so what if he's a guy and I'm a girl? It's the same thing. We're gonna go out. Doesn't matter. But then my parents were like, so.
So I guess I'm blessed then. No, the main reason is you guys are comparing yourselves to your brothers and whatnot. I grew up in an all-girl household, so there's no one to compare to. We all get the bad sides of the coin. We all can't go out. We can't go to sleepovers. We can't drink because we're all women. But at least I don't have anyone to compare it to. We all get the same treatment.
It's really hard to shake that mentality, I guess, in like parents. Because even if you talk to them, like, it's a different time now, Mom, it's 2023. They just, they grew up a certain way, and it's hard to change what they believe in. I still love my parents, though. Mom, I love you.
I feel like it's just our generation, we get the generational curse of all of the things that they grew up with. Yeah. But it's up to us to like break that, like stop that trend, which is a big responsibility, but at the same time, it kind of feels good because we know better than what our parents did. That like their generation was so different. They were growing up to survive because we had like wars and stuff before, but us we're just chilling. They're just focused on things that we think is progressive, which I think is also a privilege in itself.
Yeah. Speaking of like the generational curse, do you guys plan on having kids?
Yeah.
50-50.
I want to.
You do?
How
Yeah.
They're so expensive.
That's true. I was like, I'll have them when I have enough money.
Yeah, like, they're really expensive, and I feel like your whole life changes when you have a kid. I don't think I'm ready for that.
Have you told your parents that you don't want one?
Yeah, and
They're okay
I
with it?
thought that was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be. This is a funny way of telling your parents.
no, they've been pressuring me like, when are you gonna get married and have kids? Close your ears. I'm 25 this year. Yeah. My mom had me when she was 24, so she
In their economy,
yes, she wants an apple, and I'm like,
aren't the
Listen.
dogs enough?
yeah, I'm probably just gonna be a fur mom. I feel like if I were to have a kid, it would be a kid raising a kid. So because I'm like 25 this year, but I don't feel 25.
Yeah, maybe
I
it's the
feel like-
pandemic things.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
And that is true. Some people believe that, everybody's ages stop. Like how old they were before the pandemic, that's probably when their maturity paused as well. Which doesn't make sense because for like 2 years, we couldn't really do anything. Like, for people who just graduated, it wasn't actually ideal to start working. Like it didn't feel like the
I just
urgency wasn't
graduated that
there.
time, yeah.
Right.
So what happened actually was the lockdown started on my last sem. So that was when I just finished my thesis. So technically I was graduating. But the actual graduation was pushed back so much because they didn't know if like maybe the lockdown's gonna come out and like we'll have it face to face again, or maybe we'll have to do a virtual thing. So it got pushed all the way to like November. And there was just no urgency in looking for a job because not a lot of people were hiring, first of all. And also, if you were to get a job, it would be like remote work. And at that time, it was like, like my parents were saying, like, just wait until, So that's when I got into streaming. So at least like there was something giving me money during that time. So I don't think I got a job until like a year after the pandemic started.
Pandemic started for me when I just got my first job. So like I would go to work every day and then suddenly I stopped going to work and I was like, woohoo, I don't have to go to the office for like 2 weeks. And then it became like 3 years. And then I quit that job and then I work somewhere else now. But yeah.
All right, so we actually asked Twitter as well for some questions of what they've always wanted to know about women. So I thought, like, for the last thing in this podcast, we could answer a few of them. So Nate Ventures is asking, why are there bows on most undies? Please answer.
Cause
Why don't they
it's-
have that for boxers though? I think that's the real question.
I have an answer. Cause it's like a gift when you take it off.
I was not prepared for that.
we cut that out. Okay.
Okay, next question. Oh, this is interesting. So the question is, why do pockets matter? But I'm gonna elaborate on the question. Why do you think girls' pants get smaller pockets than guys' pants?
I don't know why. Cause it's like we carry the same stuff, but I feel like maybe it's because of like anatomy. Cause girls have like curvier hips versus guys, so there's like less space. But like, then just make pants wider, or just make bigger pockets. I don't know. Or like maybe they say that it doesn't look good, and then we have bags anyways. But like pockets are nice. Please give us pockets.
I don't know. My theory is that maybe it's like, you know how some old clothing things carry on to even, like, in jeans there's like a tinier pocket inside the jeans, like that's an old
for the
thing.
watch. Right?
Yeah. So like, what if maybe women didn't carry that much stuff before?
Yeah, I just wish
fair.
they'd upgrade it now because we need a lot of pockets. Yeah.
But you know what I hate the most? Like, when you see a nice pair of pants and you go like that and the pockets are fake.
Oh, dude, that's worse than no pockets. No
Yeah.
fake pockets. I hate
Like, why
those.
even include it if it's not functional?
Oh, well, here's the funny thing. So the other day I was wearing these trousers and then I was showing my friends that one of the pockets, it had ripped open. What I mean by this is, from this specific brand, they sew on the pockets when they sell it, anti-theft. So that's like the thing that they have there. It's anti-theft, so that people don't put things in the pocket when they get it scanned or whatever. But like, I am aware that you're supposed to like snip off the thread so that you can properly access the pockets, right? My friends were like, "What? There are pants wherein you have to cut out the thread and the pockets become usable? What if my other pants actually have pockets and I thought they were fake?" So it's worth checking out.
Oh, interesting. I want bigger pockets. Okay, let's see. The last question that we could talk about is, ooh, this is interesting. How should men prepare and deal with their partners going through PMS?
Be understanding.
Stop being annoying. I'm just kidding.
What do you like expect, I guess?
So the patience is one thing, because like hormones are all over the place. Your girl is bleeding down there, so if you're bleeding down there, maybe you'd appreciate some patience as well, right? So I guess just having that patience and that extra effort and care of like checking in on her and being just more understanding if there's like moods where it's not as nice to deal with is very much appreciated. Yeah.
I don't get like bratty. At least I don't think that I get bratty like if I'm on my period. I think I get a little bit more sensitive, but I don't like get snappy or like pissy. But do you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, because I don't want to blame it all on the hormones, but sometimes I'm like, why do I feel? Can I say the B word? Am I allowed to cuss on this? Yeah. Why do I feel bitchy all of a sudden? And then like I try to assess, like, I feel like I'm on some sort of hormone thing, imbalance, wherein I just have this attitude and I don't even intend to do it. Like, I don't want to snap at other people, or I don't do it intentionally. I'm like extra sarcastic when I'm PMSing. But yeah, I don't know how people should deal with me. I just hope that I'm not overbearing. That's the main part. But I try to be like patient, and like I feel like if I'm being too toxic, like I feel like that sort of attitude is coming out, I will like stay away from people. That's like my personal thing. But if you're on the receiving side, you have to find a neutral ground first. Do not talk to your partner or your lady friend if she's in a mood. Like, wait for her to calm down a bit and then you talk to her calmly. Like,
test the water.
yeah. Because if the fire is already ignited, then you pour a little bit more gasoline. That's not gonna work out in your favor.
Yeah, I don't think I have an attitude that much also. But I feel like if I feel an emotion, then I will feel it deeper.
Yeah.
Or something. Or like, in general, I'm just uncomfortable because of like back pain or something like that. So I don't know. I think just be more understanding, and like if you don't, maybe they might not realize also that they might be acting a certain way, or like they say something, let's say, mean to you. So you could just tell them very nicely that like, oh hey, like relax, like just don't be like, oh, why are you being like that? Like
Oh, this is so important.
Are you on your
This is so
period? Like-
exactly. I was gonna say that. Do not go to a girl and tell her, "Are you on your period? That's why you're acting like that." Nah, you're gonna anger her more.
I just tell my boyfriend, and like I would give him a warning. I'd be like, I'm on my period, so I'm sorry in advance if I'm bitchy today.
Oh, it's funny because I talked to my boyfriend. I was telling him, you should keep a schedule of my calendar so that you're aware when the PMS is gonna start. And he's like, I don't need it. I can handle it. I'm like, are you sure? He's like, yeah, I can handle it. And then I feel like I'm PMSing right now, actually. Like, I was kind of mean to him earlier, and I was like, I thought you could handle it. Why are we fighting right now? But yeah, it got settled very fast naman. It's just funny. Like, oh, this is probably the best advice that I can give. learn about women, learn about what they're going through when they're PMSing, so that you can actually be a little bit more sympathetic to them as well. That's the best advice that I can actually give.
Yeah, like what kind of pads they use, or like what kind of chocolate they like when they're PMSing, or food or something like that. It's not too much extra effort, but a little goes a long way.
Yeah, I see that some boyfriends like have like a whole box. Like, here's your
Oh my
PMS
God.
box, and like I think that's cute. It's not necessarily needed, but it is nice. Like,
It's,
oh,
it's
wow.
thoughtful.
That's very thoughtful.
All.
But yeah, I think that's a good place to stop.
We've been talking for quite a while now.
Kids are at the end of the month, and this is the end of the podcast.
I like that. To all our Spotify listeners and VOD watchers, hello. Thank you for listening to another episode of Oasis. Again, we are joined by our guests Lyka and Kat. So we'll have all their socials in the description box below. Make sure to follow Oasis Gaming on all our socials to be updated on the next Oasis podcast. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.